In this video we're going to take a look at a mid-level diagnostic tool from TOPDON. It's RT Diag600 S or RT Diag600 S, whatever you like. Is it any good? Stay tuned to find out. Hey guys, and welcome back to Tech and Cars. So in this video we're going to take a look at the TOPDON RT Diag or RT Diag600 S. It's a mid-level diagnostic tool with a lot of features. Maybe if you have a small workshop or if you are a car enthusiast, this might be the tool for you. So in this video we're going to do a unboxing and we're going to see what we can do with the tool when it's not connected to a car. And in the end of the video we're going to connect this to the Saab old generation 9.5 to see what this can do. So let's get started with the unboxing. So let's dive into the box. So it comes in a very nice box here. It says TOPDON RT Diag600 S on the front. You have a picture on the device. Let's take a look at the back. We have some information. We actually have a 4-system diagnosis. It's the engine, the transmission and the ABS and SRS. We also have 8 maintenance services, which is oil reset, brake reset, BMS, that's battery management, and steering angle sensor reset. And there's actually more. I'm going to put up the tech sheet on the screen in just a few minutes. And some specs down here regarding the screen, voltages and storage and operating temperature, etc. So let's see what's in the box. Of course we have a manual and we have a quick guide. So yeah, the manual here. Really easy to understand. Yeah. And we have the quick start guide. Yeah. Which takes you through the most easiest things and some workflows. And also the placement of the connectors and so on. This is a battery power device. Let's see if we can get it from the box here. So let's put that away. Okay, that was the cover for, I don't know if you can see it, cover for the OBD connector on the instrument itself. And you get a USB charging cable. It's USB-C. And the cable is about 1.2 meter, I think. Let's see. Yeah. It's long enough. Maybe not to reach outside the car, but I mean to be in the car and yeah, maybe just outside, depending on where the OBD port on the car is. Usually it's just on the driver's side, below the steering wheel. So, what do we have here? We have a rubber seal on the side. And there we will find USB-C connector, which is great because most of you have a USB-C charger and it's basically now a European standard. We also have a slot for a micro SD card. This has been equipped with a micro SD card here. It's not from the factory otherwise. And yeah, you charge it via the USB-C. And then on the top here you have the on-off button, which turns the instrument on and off. So, but if you connect the power to the USB-C, it automatically turns on. So let's turn on the instrument and see what it looks like. Yeah, it says TOPDON here on the screen. This is basically a Android device running here in the background. So it has Android as operating system, and it has been customized for this form factor, of course. And the operating system has been stripped down, so it's nothing like a regular phone, it's like a regular diagnostic tool. So the unit has started up and it says supported system and software here at the start. Let's press OK. Now you get into the menu here. So you have different options here. Diagnosis. You can monitor values in the car. You can read values from sensors in different systems. You can do updates. So this has a lifetime update schedule. So you will get constant updates for your different car brands. As you can see here, this is the modules. So you have modules and you have, of course, all the manufacturers. So depending on which car you have, which model, you pick the correct manufacturer and you get all of the features that you can use on the car. So let's take a look and see if we have Saab here. Yeah, there we have Saab. Okay, so it's updated to the latest version. That's great. You can also do settings here. And here you can enter your business information if you are a workshop or similar. You have the possibility to take screenshots and save the image onto the device. And it has of course, a possibility to connect to a Wi-Fi network, so you can easily update the software on the device. So when you go online, it automatically checks if you have any update pending, and it will update all the modules if you want to, or you can just pick the module you want to update. Yeah. So let's press diagnosis. So here you pick your car brand, and I believe if I pick the Saab brand now, it will tell me to connect the diagnostic cable to the car, and that is what we're going to do in the end of the video. Connect this to the old generation 9.5 and see if we have any diagnostic trouble codes, and see if we can do any settings in the car or look at some different sensors, read values, etc. So let's put up the tech sheet on the screen and have a look. So this has the diagnostic possibility of 4 main system: engine, transmission, airbag and ABS. It supports 8 maintenance service functions, which is oil, brake, steering angle, sensor, battery management, electronic traction systems, DPF reset, TPMS reset, and also ABS bleeding. It has a wide coverage of over 90 vehicle brands. You can read clear DTCs and also read data streams. It says here that it identifies the VIN number. So let's see what happens in the car later on, if it can detect that it's a Saab. Maybe I need to have this connected to Wi-Fi during that process. Let's see what we need to do. We can also check the systems and clear all codes with just one touch. We can record the data streams onto the device, and we can of course display that or play it anytime. We can have 4 data streams simultaneously on the screen, showing us diagrams. For example, we have automatic generated diagnostic reports, and as I mentioned, free lifetime updates, which is really great. I mean, the price point for this instrument, it's around 250 to 300 euro. So it's in the mid segment of a small workshop enthusiast instrument. Yeah, so let's take a look at the rest of the spec. It has a 5-inch display, 480 x 854 pixels, 4-core CPU, 1.3 GHz, running Android 6.0, 2 gigs of RAM, 16 gigs of ROM, and the battery in this unit is 1500 milliamps. Yeah, so that's basically it. It has multilingual support: English, French, German, Spanish, Portuguese, Russian, Japanese, Italian, Polish, Turkish, Korean, Dutch, Hungarian, Arabic, Greek, Slovak, and Czechoslovakia. So that's, yeah. Let's see if there is something more in the instrument we can have a look at. We've already pressed the diagnosis, which let us pick the car. We could try out the demo mode here in the instrument and see what that's like. So we want to run the factory test demo. So it's loading here. And we can pick a brand. Let's pick a Chevrolet, a Chevy. Set ignition switch to on. That's okay. Vehicle information. Oh yeah, it's V8, 5.3 liter. System scan, system selection. We can have a look at the transmission control module. Here we can read fault codes, we can read data stream. We can take a look at the shift data. Let's see what more we can do. And this is of course a demo mode, so it's just simulating that there is a car connected in the other end. So we can resume transmission adaptive learning if there is some, I don't know, issue with the transmission. You have been running it really hard and it's, yeah, it changes gear really hard. Maybe it's time to reset the transmission adaptation. And we can of course clear fault codes. Yes. Okay. So that's the demo mode. So that is what it kind of looks like when you have it connected to a car. Yes. Let's have a look at the other ones. Please connect the diagnostic cable. That as well. Repair info. There is some video. I don't know what that is. Learning. It might need a connection to Wi-Fi to be able to run that. Okay. Maintenance. Yeah, there we have the 8 different maintenance systems that we can reset, which might be useful depending on what you need to do. You already seen the update page. The RT folder, I'm not sure really what that is. That's something related to the demo I showed you before, maybe. Feedback is, yeah, something for the manufacturer, I guess. And we already had a look at the settings. And here on the top you see time, you see Wi-Fi status, and you see battery status here on the right. If it looks strange, it's because I have the screen protector on. I will rip that off later on. So that's basically the instrument. It's a rugged device, feels really good, stable. So the next thing is actually to wrap up the video by going out to the old generation 9.5, connecting it to the car and see what it can do. So let's do that. So here I am in the Saab old generation 9.5 and the instrument has booted up. The car is currently running. And as you see here, now we get the voltage here on the upper left corner for the battery. And we have the icons that you saw before. So let's head on to the diagnosis section. And let's look for a European car, of course. It's a Saab, as you know. it says connecting the VCI in serial mode. So let's see what they can offer us. Let's pick, we have 2012 all the way back to 93, I see here. So let's pick the 2005 and the 95. Here we have engine, transmission and body. So we can diagnose Trionic and the other systems for the diesel versions. So let's head into that. Communicating, please wait. We can read the data stream, for example. What's happening with the ECU. You get a lot of parameters here that you can actually look at. So let's see if we can look at the engine RPM. Okay. So currently I'm idling. Let's see what happens now. Yeah, goes up. Of course. So that's nice. You can record these data streams as well. So you can play them later on and have a look. So let's go back. Okay. There are just way too many to cover. You have knock counters for the cylinders, airflow, misfires, no brake light, yeah, etc. Throttle position sensor, traction control. Really nice when diagnosing the engine. Let's see if we have any fault codes. No trouble code. I already knew that, of course. Let's go back and see what we can do with the other two. We have transmission control module. We have the data streams there as well. Gear position, sport switch, I guess it sends if it's on off. Good way to test if the switch is working. Diagnostic trouble codes, read fault code, no trouble code. Let's go back. We have body as well, and that's the airbag system. So if we have any airbag issues, you will see that here you can actually reset that as well. And the data stream here is of course showing the airbag parameters. Yeah. So we have these three areas in the old generation 9.5 in the diagnosis menu. So let's go all the way back and see what happens when we press the other ones. I do suspect that most of the things you actually need the Tech 2 when it comes to the Saab old generation 9.5, because it's not, yeah, it's an old car of course, so yeah, I don't expect this to work, but let's see what happens. If I get an opportunity to try this instrument on a much newer car, I will of course do that. So it's just fading here. Yeah. Let's go back. It seems like it's stuck here now. Yeah. Let's go to the main menu. OBD2. Let's see what happens. I suspect the same thing here. So basically what you can do with this instrument on the old generation 9.5 is to diagnose the three modules you saw before: engine, transmission and airbag system. So it's failing here as well. yeah, let's see what, there's the VIN number, let's see what we have. You can't really do anything on that one, I think. Let's press OK. Read live data. Throttle position. So it seems like it generates some values here, even though it failed to communicate in the beginning. Interesting. I wouldn't expect too much though. In the diagnosis you had all the parameters for the engine. So let's take a look at the maintenance you can do here. Nothing really here applies on the old generation 9.5. Maybe the oil. You also have calibration of steering angle sensor or reset. Really not sure if this is working on the old generation 9.5, perhaps in the new generation 9.3. Then we have the settings here. As you saw before, nothing is different now compared to not having it connected to the car. So yeah, that's basically it. So the diagnosis, I guess that's the most interesting part here when diagnosing issues related to the engine or the transmission or airbags. You can see there are a lot of brands in the instrument, so yeah. However, for the old generation 9.5, I still recommend the Tech 2 instrument. You should really get that if you're into some, yeah, work with old generation 9.5 and you really want to dig into the car. Yeah, so let's wrap up the video with my final verdict. So this was a brief test of the RT Diag600 S from TOPDON on the Saab old generation 9.5. Since the old generation 9.5 is a pretty old car, you cannot do that much, not even with, yeah, probably the only thing you can do a lot of things with is the Tech 2. As you saw, you could go into 3 different modules, and that's about it. But in the modules, you could actually see a lot of different values. So this will probably help you when diagnosing engine, transmission and airbag issues. So this is probably not the thing I would recommend for the old generation 9.5, but if there is an opportunity, I will, however, try this on a more modern car to see the type of modules we can access and what we can do. So value for money, yeah, it's a nice built instrument and it's rugged. It's probably, as I mentioned, works better on modern vehicles. However, you have a great coverage of different brands and models. And the only thing I think is missing from this package is a kind of, yeah, simple case. So anything between 250 and 300 euros, you will find the instrument for that price online. And I think they could actually try to include a case for this for that price. Otherwise, it's a very nice instrument, and as you can see, TOPDON has plenty of different instruments on their webpage, all from the most easy, basic ones to the more complex ones, as you can just go ahead and check for yourself. www.topdon.com. So thank you all for watching this, and if you liked it, please like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care and drive safe.